I've lived
First
off.
off, we do have, and that's liftoff. Houston, have you seen Houston? We forgot the Benjamin, and it's the
Uh-uh.
spaceship reverse landing, reverse taking off. They like reverse the footage of a spaceship taking off.
Maybe the second he touched the microphone, it cut out.
All right, listen to me. This is gonna work. I'm excited. This is gonna work. Okay,
I believe
we're
in you.
staying positive. Oh, you know what it's doing though? Okay,
So,
no. It's running. It's running. Okay. I have the recording running. It just will not let me edit my microphone or anything right now, which worries me a little bit. How do I sound? Let me pull
I
the
think
mic further away from me. It's testing, testing, test. Okay.
yeah, you're
I'm
still
at least
mic. Yeah.
I'm at least registering through the microphone. That's good. I'm gonna have to hold it as still as possible. Quiet as a mouse. What is it? What is it? Quiet as a mouse, still as a tree. Is that good?
Yes.
Did you ever
Sure.
play? Speaking of that, also I keep forgetting to do this. I keep just trying to run into it. But welcome back to a wonderful episode of Sorry I Spaced Out. I don't know what day it'll be for you, but today for us it is a lovely Tuesday. And I will start by asking you, how are you doing today on this fine Tuesday?
I'm making it, man. I've I've like started a crippling addiction
Oh, what are you addicted to?
to Monopoly Go.
Ooh, that sounds dangerous.
Yeah.
That sounds almost like fake gambling.
Not really. It's just like it's not really like Monopoly. It just has the same some of the same like pieces of it, I guess. Like you buy properties
Right? That's what I was gonna ask. I was gonna ask
and
you
you like
buying a
roll
property.
dice. Yeah, but you're like playing against other people. And so like you steal money from them and they steal money from you and it's kind of
So
like a
you're playing
weird
other
thing,
people.
but
Are you playing other people online? Is that what this is?
yeah, but it's not like Monopoly though, where like you take turns rolling the dice and then you buy property and then they land on your space and like all that kind of stuff. It's kind of different. Like you roll the dice continually, as many rolls as you have, because those are limited. Um, and then people are on your property, so they pay you rent if you land on them. And then if you go to the railroad, then you can do. They're called like bank heist or shutdowns, and it's like this weird. I don't know, man. I just got it one day, and I can't stop now.
So you're a virtual
So
landlord.
pretty much, yeah, yeah,
Nice. Got some virtual property. You know, if I'm going to keep it a
yeah.
buck with you, I really truly do not understand Monopoly. I feel like I played a few
Really,
times as a kid, and I think the whole time we were just divvying out the money. I don't know if anybody really was doing anything. I mean, are
what
you
do you mean
trying
you
to
were?
gain property? Like you're trying to
Yeah,
make a
yeah. You buy
monopoly, right? Trying
property.
to
Yeah, you buy
Okay.
property, and so when people land on that space, they pay you rent, and so you try to put houses and hotels on it and stuff
Oh,
like that,
I
and then you get
see.
their money. And basically, what you're trying to do is, yeah, you're trying to monopolize the real estate.
That does not sound like a good game for people to play with others. Sounds like
It can start
isn't
some
that what ruined your
arguments.
family? Didn't we have a story about your family playing Monopoly? No longer
I don't
allowed?
know if, yeah, I don't know if we've ever told that story on here, but yeah, we're not allowed to play Monopoly as a family anymore. Oh no.
I just have to make sure that there's enough slack on this cord to where it doesn't tug. If I can
I
get it to
think
do that.
pull your mic back.
Was it too
No, I think you're coming through your computer. If you can still hear me.
How about now? Am I coming to the mic? Coming to the mic? Coming to the mic?
Yeah,
Coming to the mic? Yeah, I'm
yeah,
coming.
yeah.
Okay. You're a big mic now. Okay. And I'm still recording, so hopefully everything is okay. Sorry for all this. I just gotta buy a new mic, I think. Am I wrong? I hate to,
Should we get the same mic? Like a Shure or something like that?
I don't know. I mean, it
You
just
know, give it
depends on
all
if
the
you want
cool
to
people
drop
are
it.
getting.
If you want to drop a little check on some on some micage, maybe. But I mean, I think yours is doing fine. Plus, you already got the stand for yours, so I
Yeah,
feel
that's
like
true.
you would have to definitely sell it and get rid of it, or guest microphone. Didn't think about that. Didn't think about the guest mic.
Yeah, yeah. We'd have to get more
But
guests though.
dude, this mic cutting out has absolutely derailed my train of thought. Oh, we're talking about Monopoly. Talking about
Yeah.
Monopoly. You know, I was more of a just going on to board games. I was more of a Life guy. I liked Life, Trouble, Sorry, which Sorry and Trouble are very similar. Trying to get
They
pieces
are.
into the center, go all the way around up to the center. But Sorry's fun. So is Trouble. You get to pop the little bubble in the center. I think that is really what they sold you. They were like, hey, you don't have to roll the dice. You get to pop this fun bubble. Leave it up to the pop. No one can say you're cheating or that you have the perfect dice roll. Are you a Yahtzee guy?
Not a big Yahtzee guy. No, no.
I used to think that I wasn't. It seemed like an adult game that seemed pretty boring. But then I
Mm-hmm.
played. And I think the fact is that there truly is no skill to that game. It is dice inside of a cup, and you're just tossing them out there, hoping for the best.
Okay, so sorry to derail this conversation
Go
again.
ahead. Go ahead.
But the Shure microphones really aren't that bad, dude.
Okay, I know they're not that bad, Hamley. I mean, if you want to get one, I do. That's. I'm either going with. Here's the thing. I can get a Rode Pod, like it's literally in the name. I think it says podcast mic, and it looks sick. $99,
Look at that one. Oh, let me look at that one.
and I don't know. It just looks crisp. It's got the silver, like silver wiring thing on top. You know what I'm talking about? Like this, but it's silver.
Oh yeah, the little mesh deal or
Yeah,
whatever.
it looks pretty sick. Looks pretty tight. You know what I mean?
Okay, so we got the pod mic
Yes.
USB. This one
And
says
it's probably
$199.
it's $199. No.
Yeah, yeah.
Hey man, I really wish that wasn't $199. Dang, that's tough.
No, there's another.
Okay,
Sorry, there's
okay.
two versions of this.
Ooh,
There's
two
the
versions.
pod mic USB
And then
and
there's
the
XL,
pod mic.
which probably does USB and XLR, which would be interesting for if we ever did in person, because then we can get one of those little track things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it looks like a remote almost.
Yeah.
They're about $100 for. Excuse me. It is about $100, I think, for I think it's the Zoom something, but it's like one of the most popular ones or whatever. And yeah, you just tap into that thing, and I think it allows you. You know how our biggest fear about recording in person has always been like our mics picking up each other talking. Because I mean, I could be
Mm-hmm.
I could be like right over here talking. You can still probably hear me. You know what I mean? So I don't really know how all that works, but I think if you're tapped into the same thing, once one mic is being fed noise, if another one comes in, it either cuts it off or won't allow it to make noise unless the other one stops.
So it looks like the pod mic is just XLR, not USB and XLR.
Just XL. Is that the 199 or the
Yeah.
99?
The 190 or the 99. Sorry, excuse me.
That's ass cheek. Okay. Then might have to, I bet they've got to make an attachment maybe, but enough mic talk. We'll talk mics after this. Dude, where was I going to go? I had like a great thing to start with, and I just can't even remember now. Oh, we'll start with a little fantasy, because if you follow the saga, it happened. I made the playoffs. Actually, we mentioned that last time, but I'm in the playoffs. Week 1 just finished. And was I satisfied with how my team did? I have to say yes, because we got the win, and the players that I needed to perform did perform. But where I have a little bit of critique on myself, and this is a rookie mistake, why I did this, I do not know. Woke up Sunday morning, got too in my head about starting Clyde Edwards-Helaire,
Mm-hmm.
and then took him out for Jerome Ford, a Browns running back. Why would I think that was a good idea? The Chiefs offense is obviously going to probably have a better chance of scoring some points. What do you know? And here's the worst part of that. I have both Chiefs running backs, and I was in my head like, oh, well, they're going to split carries. Who knows? They're going to get like 9 points each. It's going to be stupid. They both went off. And I know this is just sour, like shoulda, coulda, woulda. I still won. And I feel for my dog, B-Will. Shout out to B-Will. Tough week 1. And you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You hate to see that.
Yeah.
I mean, even if I even played the what if Leach ends up in the playoffs, he still loses that game, sadly, and Leach only put up 85.
I know that's what's funny to me, like every year in fantasy is like there are guys
It
out
has
there
to
that think that yeah, and there are guys out there that think that they are hot shit and all that stuff, and then like week one or whatever, like they just get humbled real quick.
You know what it made me consider going back to? And I think I have a way to propose it to the league to make everyone maybe get on board. There's going to be some pushback, but how do you feel about going back to the 4-man playoff where you play 2 weeks each for each game? So it kind of eliminates the bad week. If you have 2 bad weeks in a row, that's on your team.
I think so. Here's my proposition for next year, and hear me out on this one.
I'm hearing
So
you.
we want to do a punishment. Okay, I was supposed to do a punishment this year. I didn't do it. I understand that fully. It was also kind of a brutal punishment, a half marathon.
Yes,
Um,
to be fair, and I can even back this up. I tried to train for one, hurt myself. So,
yeah,
I mean, I'm still like having the repercussions of that. So,
yeah.
definitely an awful
But
punishment.
I think that we should institute a punishment. However, I think that we should just ask everybody this coming season, do you want to do a punishment, yes or no? And depending on like what happens, like so I say that we do a league with punishments. And if
Mm,
there's enough guys that don't want to do a punishment, then we do two separate leagues.
we go two
Does that make
leagues.
sense? Yeah.
I'm kind of down for
And that
that.
and that way, like the guys that want to have like a punishment and want to like, cause like let's just be honest, like the guys that want to pay more also want the punishments, while the guys that don't want to pay as much, they don't want to do the punishments. Like I've always kind
True,
of been
true.
back and forth on the payment just because like I don't really know. Honestly, I'm just I'd like this year they wanted to do like $50 and I was like, I mean, I guess, but like I'd rather pay 35 or whatever, right? Whatever we ended up. I don't
Right.
even think I paid this year yet, honestly, which
No one's
that's a
really paid.
different
I think I only have a
conversation.
few people's money. My plan this year, dude. The problem is everyone sends the money to me via Cash App. So when it
Mhm.
goes into my account, it gets taxed. And so by the end of all
Mm,
the transactions, and then I send the money to somebody, it's like it's all just like there's money getting lost in the process. It's not like it's a lot or whatever. But what I think I might do is just have I think we're all adult enough now to where we can just go, hey, whoever wins this year, everyone send him $35 except for second place. And I think it's
yeah.
actually not even 35, it's 30, and then we're doing $5 of that is going to another trophy because I think we decided at the draft that instead of passing around one trophy, we're just going to
Mm,
continually grab trophies and then you can just have
yeah.
like a whole collection of trophies if you continue to win. But I will
Um,
also issue you an apology for I think I was like kind of thinking that you were just making a lie about how many points were being put up on you. And then in
dude,
all this research that I had to do to try to prove someone else wrong, I was looking at your week 3 to week 8 gauntlet that you ran. Dude, no one put up less than 125 points on you, I don't think.
I know.
They were
No,
just
dude,
actually
seriously.
driving it home to you. It was just like
Yeah.
you had one week where you got put up like 184,
Yeah.
149, 154. I
Yeah.
was just like, oh God, he's just getting crunched on.
I just got yeah, I know I literally got munched. And like my team
You
really
weren't doing
wasn't
bad. You were not doing
doing
terrible.
bad. Yeah. Yeah. And I just got absolutely railed like every single
It's
week for
okay.
5 weeks in a row.
Hey, you know what you can hang your hat on? No last place this year.
That is true. That is
And you weren't
true.
even in the game.
I
You were just on a
yeah.
you were just living the dream last week. And then you had a good week.
Yeah. Yeah, I did have a good week.
You know
Yeah.
what you should do?
It's
You should
too
win the
late, but
consolation bracket.
I should. You know
And then
what?
you
I
should and then you
should.
should send a message at the end and be like, "Hey, noticed all you guys got your ass kicked by me in the consolation bracket." Because what would that get you? You could fight for 7th place, I think.
Yeah, I
If
think I
if
could.
that's how if that's how it all shakes out. Because I think it will send you as you win through the
I think
consolation. I think it shifts guys around to where it tries to
it
place
does.
everybody pretty fairly. Um,
Um, but yeah, back to like my another thing that I want to propose or that I wish we would talk about is keeps. But I know that's been a hot debate with our fantasy team, but keeps, but doing a snake draft based on your placing of last year.
well, so you want to do no draft pool?
Yeah, so I want to do like
So what do we reverse
so
the
like
order?
yeah, so like Grant got last place.
So
So
he'd
let's
have
do a
first
snake
pick.
draft starting with Grant. Yeah.
You know
And
what I think
allow a
sucks
keep.
about that? is you would think that first pick would be a blessing, but I don't think first pick is a blessing anymore.
It's not.
I think you're taking too big of a gamble on hoping you pick the one guy. Like, you really just hope that you grab Christian McCaffrey, I guess, every year, and he has the season that he's had this year. Because I think he's obviously number one player of the year, right now. That dude is unstoppable as far as fantasy.
I think if you do it like that, then you have like like you give them a chance to get the top dog, right? If they're not kept. Because like a lot of the guys are going to be kept, right? Like a
Right.
lot of like the top 10 guys are going to be kept. And then you give them a chance to grab somebody else that's of a good caliber.
Okay,
And
so
because of that, then there's 12 guys potentially that are gone. The top 12 are potentially out of the race. So then you
and
get
they're
those
getting
other guys that are
first.
pretty.
I see
Yeah.
what you're saying. So they're essentially grabbing 2 first round picks, and that's what
Yep.
helps them out. I
Yep.
see what you're saying because you got to think the guy in last place, his keep is probably going to be pretty shoddy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I mean, let's go look at his squad and see
Yeah.
who would you
Let's
keep.
go look at Grant quick.
Because there's even, I mean, no hate on some of the guys' teams that they have, but I think there was a guy in our league who was threatening, or not threatening, but he was just like, "Hey, I'm out. I'm about to drop all my players." And I
Oh
was like, "Let me
yeah.
even go
Yeah.
see who this guy has. Would it even be guys I want?" And I was like, "No, I want none of your players." I was like, "I might want CeeDee Lamb, but other than that, no thanks." But let's see. My favorite team name probably in the league are the Green Bay Packers. I would probably have to. I mean, you keep Jamar Chase, right?
That's what I would think. Yeah.
So that's a good
I was looking
keep.
at a squad and I was like, I think.
Let's run a hypothetical right here. He keeps Jamar. First available player is probably going to be someone like. Dang it, this is hard. Like thinking about the first round and who all goes in that. I'm trying to think of like who's a
Yeah, I
good
don't know.
second rounder typically, because whoever's the second
Josh
round,
Jacobs.
I even think that's not really good enough. I would say you could maybe get someone like my running back Kyron Williams next year. He's going to be a top 10 pick, I think. If he stays at the Rams with no competition, I mean, you should see this guy's stats. We're looking at since he got back from injury 38, 20, 14, 24. Vicious. Very, very vicious. And I'm glad he's back. And I think I'm getting, listen to this, I think I'm getting Pacheco back this week. Old Checo.
You've got close next round, right?
Yes, I have the
Dude,
man. You know
you
what? I'm
can
going to
get
wish him
him,
the best
bro.
of luck. All schedule talk aside that we had this year, I hope that we have a nice, friendly match. And may the best fantasy team win, of course. I say the playoffs don't
Where
lie. And if my team crumbles, they crumble. But you know what? I think what I can hang my hat on is just the roller coaster of a season that I had. We went 0-2, 5 straight wins, 4 straight losses. And then, actually, I think it was 5 straight losses, dude. I went 5 for 5 on loss and wins. Because then I was 7-7. Or there's a point where I was 6-7.
So I'm looking at the scores from this past week, and this is something that I wanted to point out earlier in the season, but I didn't. Josh Jacobs and Tyreek Hill make Will's team.
Oh, 100%. I
Without
mean,
them,
here's the thing. Yeah,
like he's
when you have
got
a.
George Kittle, that's
Right.
and Tyler Lockett, they have potential, right? But without Josh Jacob and Tyreek Hill, he's not in the position that he's in.
I think that's true. Because I remember during the draft, Tyreek was in the 6 hole as far as ranking. And I'm thinking, okay, I'm going to get him unless someone jumps the order. And I think Mathis had 4th pick. Am I right?
I don't remember.
I think I think he had 4th because I don't think he was right before me. I think right before me was Clay. Um, and yeah, he snagged him, and I was pretty mad about it. Which he's had a
Wait,
great season.
who had first pick this year?
It was Braylon.
Was it
He got
Grant?
last place.
It was Braylon.
No, Braylon didn't get
That's
last,
right.
but he almost
That's
did.
right. That's right. Yeah, because he got Justin Jefferson, right?
That's correct.
And then Jefferson got hurt. And there goes Braylon's season.
That really did kill his season. I think on
Hmm.
top of that, I mean, you have to wait 24 picks or 23 picks until you get another pick for your second player. So, I mean, I
Yeah.
really think you're at a disadvantage when you have first pick. I know you get back to back second and third round, but that does not have the same, I guess, weight as, say, grabbing like my position. I grabbed number 6 and number 13. No. 6 and 18 is my picks. So it's like I'm getting a first rounder, or like I guess like maybe I'm getting 2 top 20 players, basically.
Hmm.
Whereas he's getting a top 5 for sure. I mean, I guess top 1, and then his next guy's a top 25. Like I don't, you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's just like I don't know.
Yeah.
Or I guess like I say that like I guess I say that like it could be anywhere in that top. Essentially, you have someone who's 20 to 25 ranking. You know what I mean? So, and especially when you start getting into running backs, there's just such a dramatic difference between the number,
Then
even like the number 2 running back or number like 5 running back and the number 10 running back. You know what I mean?
yeah.
It's just, and
Then do
especially
you
with how
do
bad the injuries have been this year with running backs, it has been insane.
do you do like so like I proposed, okay, you do last place gets first pick and they get a keep. Do you do the order in which you finished, you think? Where first place gets first pick, no keeps?
Well, look at this. Here's what I will say. Who had last pick this year? I think it was Leach. Leach had last.
Hmm.
So you and
Yeah.
Leach held the last 2 spots. You
Yeah.
guys finished. Leach finished 7th, or he could possibly finish 7th, but he was outside the playoffs. You were outside the playoffs. But then you look at someone like Mills, who had, I think, the 3rd pick,
Yeah.
and his season was great. And then you have like me, Brett, and Clay, who all held down middle of the line spots. And I think
Yeah.
even Chloe was maybe 4 or 3. I think he was the 2nd pick, I think. Let me go see if I can find the draft order. Because he was up there as well. So it is kind of interesting to see the shakedown of like, okay, so 1 did terrible. 1's at the
Yeah.
end. Oh, Grant had 2nd pick. So 1 and
That's
2
right.
picks, the 1 and 2 picks were the 11 and 12 game of this year.
And do you think it's got to be because they got to ride so hard on that first pick?
It's all about strategy. I think if I'm looking back at the way they drafted, if you have the first and second pick, I think if you don't take a running back in those first 2 picks, I think you might be at a disadvantage. But I don't know. I really don't know because I feel
I
like
don't know
you have
because with running backs this year,
well, think
like
about this for
with the
Braylon.
injuries,
Say Braylon skips on Jefferson and takes McCaffrey. How much different is
Yeah.
his season?
yeah, that's true.
You could even say he takes. I'm trying to think of who's good running back wise that would have been up there early on. And see, it's like Saquon was an early guy. I think he was up there high ranked,
Derrick
and then he got
Henry.
hurt. Derrick Henry was high ranked. What pick were you? Sorry, we're really going into fantasy.
I was
but
11th,
oh, that's right. We just established that.
and I got Derrick Henry
Yeah,
for my first pick.
I don't know. There really is a little bit of strategy to it in how you pick. But I mean, it's also, I mean, think about this. I got Isaiah Pacheco in a very, very late round. And
Mhm.
now he's had kind of an up and down early season, but then he kind of found his stride, starts turning up, then he gets hurt. But I mean, still, it's those random picks that you get later in the draft where you're like, oh, I really got to steal here. You know what I mean? And it's always your
Yeah.
first 3 or 4 picks that always end up shitting the bed or get hurt week 2. So just kind of part of it, but it's been an interesting season for sure. I'm just glad to still be in it, especially after. I mean, I finished 7-7. Can't be too upset, but it definitely felt like for a second after I had that big win streak, I was like, you know what? I think I'm about to go. I'm not gonna lose another game.
I still think you have a chance. I think you've got a very
my
good chance right now.
Love my
Yeah.
chance. I mean, it's like I said, I'm finally back to full health as far as my team. I mean, I'm down Christian Kirk, but I'm starting Sutton, who I think I should have just been starting all season. Man's been
Yeah.
lights out. I don't think he's had less than 10 points since. I mean, it's been a while. And then, like I said, I think I mentioned it a few episodes ago. He's had a touchdown in maybe now 10 of however many games they've played. I don't think you're looking at any other receiver out there that is guaranteed a touchdown in that many games.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then I will say this. I mean, I am getting away with starting 3 Rams and it's somehow working. How am I starting a Rams running back, a Rams receiver, and another Rams receiver, and
Well, it's
somehow
like
still doing
it's
good?
like Grant last year. Grant had half
The
of the
whole
Eagles
Eagles, yeah,
team, and he fucking played them every week. And I think he finished middle of the pack last
he did
year.
pretty good.
Like,
Yeah,
what the fuck? Like,
no, I mean it's weird. I think one year you had a lot of Chiefs players, and it was the year that you got fourth. I think
uh,
You had Kelsey, Butker, and Mahomes. I think. Swear, could be
that
wrong.
yes, yep, no, you're correct. Yeah, I did. Yeah, because then that next year
And you
Leach
had their
came into the
defense. You had
league
their
and got
defense too.
Mahomes.
I swear, you had their defense too. I
I
mean,
might have. Yeah, I don't
it
know.
was an insane amount of Chiefs players, but it worked. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. Well, that was
But
the year. I
enough,
think that was
man.
the year they won the Super Bowl for the first time, or not the first time, but their first era, or not era, but first win of the new era, or whatever if you want to call it,
Started the
several
Mahomes
years
era.
ago.
That probably was. That
Yeah,
probably was. Let me go take a piss real quick, and then we will move on from fantasy. We're at 25 minutes currently.
sounds
Hopefully, my
good.
mic will not shut off. I don't know if it's because I made a mental note to myself before we started, or the connection's better, or maybe we're just getting used to it. But I feel like we are not talking over each other as much. I feel like I'm waiting for you to respond instead
Yeah,
of just bulldozing. So, but I think the connection might be a little better today
I think it might be. Yeah.
because you're
Shout out to
responding
the
very
hotel.
quickly.
Shout out to the hotel Wi-Fi.
Shout out to it. You know what's funny about this room that I'm in? Have you ever been in? This is a standard king room, but it's wider. It's because it's on the corner, maybe. But I mean, you should see the. I'll like see if I can bend the screen down. Can you kind of see the depth of this room right now?
Yeah, you
Like,
got
look
quite
how
a bit of
much room
space
I
in there.
have.
Yeah.
Pretty crazy. Did I tell you that? You know how I kept saying they were the ones who kept putting me in handicap rooms?
It was you, wasn't it?
It was me because I wasn't reading
They
the
probably.
agencia listing.
It's
The
what's
agencia
really funny
listing
is
would
they were
be it would
probably like,
say they probably thought I was handicapped. They were like, "This guy's got to be
yeah,
handicapped. We're just giving
yeah.
him this
They're
room
like
every
waiting
time."
for you to come in. Yeah, they're waiting for you to come in like in a wheelchair, and they're like, "This isn't a wheelchair guy. What the fuck is going on?" They probably think you're the most inconsiderate asshole in the world too.
No,
Like,
seriously, that's what I
fuck.
thought. That's what I thought. I was like, I hope no one came in and was like, "Hey, I have a wheelchair. Do you happen to have any handicap rooms?" And they were like, we had one, but we had to give it to this guy with 2 perfectly good legs that comes here every freaking week." God, but no, I finally realized that I was booking because in parentheses it would be king bedroom, 1 king bed, comma in parentheses roll in shower, and I was just like, all right, I don't know what the hell that means, so I kept booking it, and I was like, why do they keep giving me these damn handicap rooms? And it wasn't like it was just that big of a deal, but they do not have like the showers are rolling, so you can just wheel your thing in there. Well, they don't put
Yeah,
anything in the shower for you to put your soap on. I don't know why. So I was like having like my soaps all on the floor. It just wasn't working. Then the water's getting everywhere because there's no ledge on there. And
yeah.
then I mean it was just like plus I just felt awful the entire time I'm in there. I'm like, there's definitely gonna be someone who needs this. I'm sure they have
What's
more than
funny
just
is
one. Because I've stayed in all of them. I've stayed in every single handicap room now, probably.
like after the first time they were probably like, like that it was maybe it was like the only room or he did it on accident or whatever. But after probably like the third or fourth time, they're like, "What is this guy doing in this
No,
room?
dude.
Why does he keep getting one of
I
these?
did it
Like,
for
what's he
probably
doing?"
I started this project in October.
November, October.
October. Yeah, because I had my
Oh
birthday
yeah,
there.
that's right. Yeah, yeah.
Um, so started in October. I bet I booked that room all the way. It took me all the way till I think mid-November. I think I just recently, or maybe late November, I just started only booking because I finally realized if I scroll down, I can find the normal ones. So hopefully that will start changing. Hopefully it'll start tossing me those at the top. And I know it's because I'm just a little bitch and I don't book the queen rooms like I probably should, but it's the same price for a king bed, dog. And you know I love laying in the king because I don't
I
have a
used
king
to
bed.
sometimes just go from like if I had two queens or whatever, I would just at one night I'd stay in one queen bed and the next I'd stay in the other and go back and forth. I don't really know why. It was just something to do. keep it
You know,
interesting. You
yes, they
know.
keep switch it up, you know. But speaking of the hotels, I left my Fire Stick here last week. Crucial mistake.
Oof.
Yeah, so I went down to the front desk yesterday, asked if they still had it. She said they made a note. The housekeeper made a note that they found it, but she
Hmm.
couldn't find it. So fingers crossed, because it was so funny. I got in, I was so pissed off that I forgot it, and I was like, all I want to do is watch football. This is so freaking stupid. And then I was like, I'm a dumbass, dude. Football's on cable television. I can just turn on the TV. I was like, why do I think I have to stream it on my Fire
Yeah.
Stick? So turned on football. Did you
Yeah,
watch
that's
yesterday's
true.
game? I hate to cut right back to football after I said we're done with
Did
football.
not.
Well,
Did
you
not
should have
watch it.
because your
Drew
boy
Lock.
Drew Lock won the game for the
Yeah.
Seahawks against the
Yeah.
Cheagles.
Saw that. Yeah.
You know, I'm gonna probably find out later on that the word Cheagle is like some terrible slur.
Let's look it up.
But I love calling them the Philadelphia Cheagles. Okay, it's a dog breed, the Cheagle. It's a Chihuahua and a Beagle.
Really? Oh, it is.
Yeah, the
it's
Cheagle.
Chihuahua
Dude,
Beagle.
that is hilarious. One of these is actually kind of cute. Some of them are
Is
kind
it
of
the
not.
very? Is it
But
the one from Pinterest or whatever? The
yes, it
little
is, dude.
vest
It
harness looking
seriously
thing?
is. Yeah, that's hilarious. That is just proof that the human mind is pretty built the same. We're just like, yeah, it's a cute dog. All these other ones suck. No, all dogs are great. Love them
Man.
all. Love them all. There
Oh,
was some. What's up, dude?
so I
Sorry,
have
I'm just.
something.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you're good. You're good.
No.
So
You're good.
I bought I bought a blood sugar monitor over the weekend.
Hey, let's go.
Yeah, I might have
Do you think you're
diabetes.
diabetic?
Whoop whoop. I don't think so. I just like I've been testing it, like my blood sugar and all that, and I'm like kind of low, like all the time, and my blood sugar just kind of like stays low,
My
and
dog's
like
got low BS. LBS, dude, you got
yeah, and
pounds?
like even when even like after I eat, like I've been in the normal range. There's been like two times I think where like even after I eat, I'm like I have low blood sugar. But like even if I eat and I check it and I'm in like the normal range, I'm like pretty low on the normal range. So I don't know why. I don't really know if that's something to be concerned about. I just did it because here recently, like over the past couple weeks, like I've had a couple of like spells or episodes of like hypoglycemia and like almost passed out,
Well,
just like sitting on the couch.
I know from the past you like if you don't eat, it's bad news, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you ever been to the doctor for this?
I have not. No.
Well, it's one of those things that I mean, if you're not hit with it young, I mean, it's really up to you at that point to be like, "Hey, I feel like ass and I don't know why."
Well, and really, like, I didn't think that there was like really any kind of problem, right? Like nothing against my mom here, but my mom would always tell me like, "Oh, you just have hypoglycemia, like it's not a big deal, right? Just
What
eat, right?"
hypoglycemia? Forgive
It's
me.
basically like it's when your blood sugar's low and like you start feeling bad. So it's like basically like it's kind of like a symptom of diabetes. As
But
I
it's pretty
understand it, I
curable. It's
could
pretty
be
curable with just eating, basically.
yeah. Typically, yeah, you just need some sugar, like drink a soda, drink some orange juice, something like that, and like you're good, right? Um, but like diabetics, like kind of have to do the same thing, you know. So like diabetics are typically on the higher range of the blood sugar stuff, right? But when they crash, then they have to like they can crash and they have to do like the same thing, right?
And what does low blood sugar? What effects does that have on you? Does it just make you feel
So
not 100?
yeah, so it makes you kind of feel like shit. So like you can get like weak, a little nauseous, sweaty, jittery, like shaky, headaches, confusion, slurred speech, tunnel vision, blurred vision.
So
Uh,
you're just drunk as fuck, but you're not drinking anything.
Sort of, yeah. Like
Just wasted.
I get like super like lightheaded, and I usually get shaky and a little sweaty. Um, just kind of tired and not feeling all that great. Um, so yeah, so that happened over the weekend. I went and bought one, and I don't like pricking my finger. I feel bad for diabetics. If you're a diabetic and you're listening to this, I
Dude.
feel for you, dog.
Yeah, I was about to say. I mean, I had to get my finger pricked for mono. Hated it. Hated every
Yeah.
second of that.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really a good thing that I'm not. And which one do you get? Type 1 is genetic, and then type 2 is one that you can get over time. Is that
Sure.
right?
One of the two. Yeah.
And then if you're type 3, you're just an absolute beast. Just a
Yeah.
specimen. I don't
I
know
don't
if
think
there's
there
a
is a
type
type
3.
3. Yeah. I don't think there is.
Like, yes, it is. Oh god, it's evolved. He has type 3. The ultimate diabetes.
Yeah.
What I mean, how do you think? I mean, what were you think they were doing before diabetes? Before they knew what it was?
mean,
They were just like,
they
shut
were
your
just dying.
fucking mouth, dude.
They were just dying, I think.
Just, I mean, honestly, that's probably the truth
you
with
can
just about
you
everything.
can go into you can go into a coma. Right?
Really?
Yeah, you can go into a coma I said that weird. You can go into a coma and like not wake up.
Well, I hope you do not have diabetes, dog.
Oh, I appreciate that, buddy. Yeah. I've been told it's not the end of the world if
I mean, I know it's
do.
essay. We're talking about it like it's
Like,
just
yeah.
near death experience. It's very okay and very not curable, but I guess what would that be? Treatable?
Yeah, it's very treatable. Yeah. You just gotta watch
Manageable?
you eat and like monitor it. Yeah.
Honestly, it might
Manage
be the
it.
greatest thing to ever happen to you. You might get on a sick diet. It's kind of
Well,
like
I
going to
just told
prison to
Bree,
get
I was like,
jacked.
this is just a license for me to like eat sugar,
Yeah.
right?
Like, oh god,
Like,
dude, I have to eat a Kit Kat RN
yeah.
for my health. Okay?
It's for my health.
It's like, all right, well, you're having 2 king size Kit Kats. Are you sure that's for your health? You're like, trust me. We've got to get the sugar high.
You're supposed to like I heard that there's like a rule that you can follow. It's like the 15 and 15. So like if like you start feeling bad and you check your blood sugar and it's like low, get like 15 grams of sugar, like not like actual like you know from a bag sugar kind of thing, but like eat something with like 15 grams of sugar or drink something with 15 grams. Wait 15 minutes. If you still feel like shit, do another 15 and like do that until like you feel fine. But I mean, I don't know. So
Are you ready for me to break down type 1 and type 2 for you?
let's hear it, dude.
All right, so type 2 is a chronic condition that affects the way the body processes blood sugar, aka glucose. Then you're going to move into type 1, a chronic condition in which the pancreas produces little or no insulin. So it looks like type 1 is all insulin, whereas type 2 is your blood sugar. So, in your case, if your blood sugar is the problem, looks like you're a sure-on candidate for some type 2.
Which is good because I don't want to take insulin. It's expensive.
I'm no doctor. I think this is the one where you just got to eat right.
Yeah.
So look at this. Okay, so there's a little bit of, I guess like glucose and insulin might be hand in hand. Okay, look, yeah, so I was right. Type 2 is adult onset diabetes. So it is something that you obtain, something that you can create within your biome.
My body is shutting down and I'm dying. That's where I'm
Rate your diet 1 to 10 on how pleased you are with it. I'm just curious. I'm curious to how you think you eat.
Are we talking quality here or like quantity? What are the guidelines here?
I would say on the food pyramid, how are you doing? Are you getting every food group weekly?
Weekly, yeah.
Definitely.
Oh, yeah. I think here's what I think my problem is. I think part of my problem is like, so I had my stomach issues. Thought I had a gluten intolerance.
Right. Yeah, we thought you were celiac for a second.
Yeah. Well, not celiac, but like
what's celiac again? Is that right?
Celiac's when like you're allergic to it and like you can like die from eating like gluten. I didn't think I was one of those.
Dude, the image they have for celiac is insane. It's just this woman holding her tummy. She's like, "Oh, I got celiac." Oh.
But
everyone with celiac is like, "Fuck you, dude."
I think that is part of the issue with the blood sugar is like I'm not eating like carbs, a lot of carbs, and I think that might be part of the problem.
Oh, you're going no carbohydrates.
I'm not going no carbs. I'm just like as
Low
little
carb.
carbs as possible because of my stomach. And I think that's
Okay.
part of the issue.
Ah, so you think you're trying to go low carb and it's not being beneficial? It's being
Yeah.
anti-official?
Yeah. But if I eat more carbs, then my stomach just hurts. So like I don't really know what to do here.
What do you
Does
think?
that make sense?
Keto diet?
I no, I can't I know I'm not gonna go keto.
Go
Fuck
full
that.
ketosis on me? Be like, oh god, Truman's
No.
in ketosis now. He's elevated to the higher plane. He's in full ketosis.
Isn't that funny? Like, do you think like people I feel like people that like try to do keto diets kind of feel like they're like better than everybody. You get that kind of vibe?
Oh, they're on God mode. Yeah, they're on God mode when they're on ketosis.
Okay. I just make sure
What
we're on
like
the
what
same
even
page
is
there.
keto? Like, what's keto? Like, what even is it? Is it just like
Ketosis,
meats, nuts, veggies, fruits, or is that more paleo? Like, paleo seems more legit than keto.
keto's like no carbs. So like
Ugh, like fucking no
you like try to put
pasta.
your body in a ketosis state.
Let's look up ketosis, bro. Like, let's see if it's truly beneficial.
It's supposed to
I
like
feel like
burn out fat.
all right, ketosis is a metabolic state that occurs when your body burns fat for energy instead of glucose. Ah, okay. Like that makes sense, I guess. So it's for people who are like
Yeah.
trying to lose weight, probably. They go into ketosis and then their body starts munching their fat instead of just the sugars in their body.
Yeah.
Sounds pretty solid. Sounds pretty
Yeah.
freaking sick.
And by depleting their glucose and and all that, then they think the body will just switch over to the fat.
Oh, so it just like basically once it realizes, hey, I cannot, there's no glucose to munch.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just like, I know what
Yeah.
I'll do. I'll take on
Yeah.
this fat. You
I
fat
think
fuck.
I think ketosis usually starts with like you have to like fast for like a
God,
day or something like
these
that.
chairs are dangerous. I feel like every time you lean back, you're gonna fall over. Plus, I'm sitting straight up crisscross applesauce in this chair right now.
You getting limber, not limber.
No, I just, it felt more comfortable, honestly. It felt like it needed to be done.
Good water.
Yeah, what are you drinking out of? Oh, is that merch Yeti? Is that a company Yeti?
Yeah,
Speaking of the company, I've got an idea,
let's hear it.
and it's mainly uniform wise. I think it would be so sick if we got Dickies coveralls and just rocked those on site, and that was our thing, as we were Dickies coveralls guys. How sick would it be? A group of consultants rolls in, all in matching Dickies coveralls, Breckham Group on there. We get in there and we get work done. You know what I mean? What are you thinking? Khaki,
I don't.
white.
I don't think.
You don't think
I
Chris is
don't
going to
think
go
that
for the
Bobby's gonna go
coveralls?
for that.
I think Bobby's going to
No.
like the coverall idea. I think he's going to like it. It's going to be uniformed. Because here's the thing.
Jesus.
No one knows who I am when I'm on site. But if I had some coveralls on, they'd be like, that guy, he knows what he's
You
doing.
you have shirts and stuff.
Hey, I've been
right?
rocking the polos. Or not polos, the pullovers. I've been rocking the pullovers.
Okay, yeah, I was about to say
I've been
like
swapping the
some
blue and the gray.
apparel.
Well, I was like, you know what? I gotta start rocking some merch in here. Because everyone got new D-Tech jackets. And I was like, hey, don't be rocking your new jackets around me.
You're about to get some more.
Oh, I'm getting new
You're about to
merch.
get another.
Let's go.
Like a
I will say,
yeah,
hear me
you got
out
a
on
button
this.
down and
Hear me out on this. I just ordered one of these jackets, and I think you're gonna like it too. And I could definitely see these being cool company jackets. Okay.
are you gonna share it on the screen?
Oh, I'm gonna share, but let me search it first.
Oh, okay, okay.
I don't want to
Who
get too
makes it?
crazy. Oh, it's Dickies. It is straight up Dickies. I mean, it's just a basic jacket, but they are pretty clean, if I do say so myself. So let me go ahead, share this screen right here. Share. You see what I'm saying?
Not yet. It's coming.
Give it a second.
Oh,
It's
there
going to
we
be
go.
there.
Yep.
Got a logo on the corner. Nice little collar. It's lined and insulated. All you gotta do, attach a logo right here on the chest. We look sick. And then what if we do this? Hear
Does
me
that guy have
out.
a throat tat?
He does, Roman numeral style. Not really if I'm sure if I'm here for that. I don't know if I'm here for the throat tatty right now in today's society. But I mean, you know what? Actually, dude, here's what I will say. If you can tattoo your neck, you're a beast. That means you can do whatever your job is, you can do whatever you want to do. Because no way. I mean, you think the corporate world's ready for a neck tattoo?
No, the corporate world I don't think is ready for
Not
neck
yet.
tattoos.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Do you
Not
think
yet.
do we have a tatted CEO yet?
I'm
I'm
sure
gonna
we
stop
do.
sharing, by
Yeah.
the way. You think we do? I mean, surely. I mean, okay.
I'm sure. Yeah.
Let's back up a little bit. I'm sure there is a CEO of some company tatted up, but I would like to. Let's go with public figure CEO, like big
Like
Fortune
Fortune
500.
500,
Yes,
Fortune
yes, sir.
100.
Why can I not figure out
Okay.
how to stop
Okay.
sharing the screen? Where is that again? Stop sharing.
I,
There it is. Riverside got an update. They changed it. They changed up the platform a little bit. What up, Riverside? Are you still there, brother?
yeah. I'm
Okay.
trying to. There are several well-known CEOs and businessmen. Richard Branson
Oh yes,
has
that's a
tattoos on his
Virgin.
arm.
Is that a Virgin?
Virgin Group. Yeah.
Yes, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
He also did
Mark Echo
who's Mark Echo? I like that name
for
though.
Echo Unlimited.
No way.
Yeah, he's got tattoos. Yeah.
Like the Rhino brand? Yes, let's
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know, dude. That is crazy.
Are you
That his
about to
name is
start wrecking? Are you about
okay.
to
I will
start
not.
rocking some Echo Unlimited,
Fuck
bro?
no, dude. When I worked at Dillard's, the fact that we still sold that clothing brand, I was like, what year is this? No one bought it. I mean, nobody bought it. We sold some really good brands in there. So I was in the men's athletic and lifestyle, I think is what my category was. We were working with brands like Hustle Gang. Gotta love Hustle Gang. LRG. Don't know if you're familiar with LRG. And then on top of that, we kind of had Tale of Two Cities. So we had Echo, LRG, Hustle Gang. Oh my gosh, there was another dusty one, and I cannot think of it right now off the top of my head. But there was another really, really bad one. And then we had like all the bad Southern brands. So we had like Southern Cotton. I mean, like there were more Southern brands that came through Dillard's that I knew existed. I mean, you know, you have your big, I guess like what would you say, maybe big three of the Southern brands. You got Southern Tide, Southern Marsh, Southern.
Yeah.
What was the one with the dog? Southern Proper. That's what it was.
Yeah.
So you had those three kind of, and then of course the fourth big one, Southern Tackle, my favorite of the Southerns. But no, yeah, definitely ran
Good
through
one.
a couple of brands for the Southerns in that one. But yeah, Mark
you know why I
Echo,
stopped doing
beast.
that, right?
The tackle?
Did I ever tell you that? Yeah, did I ever tell you that story?
I don't know if you ever told me I know the tackle was coming back. We had the comeback season of the tackle. Is the comeback season over?
The comeback season's over.
That's fine. You also have the food truck now, which
that takes up most of our time.
I could be wrong or right, but would you say the food truck is flourishing more or less than the tackle? It seems like you're bossing. Seems like you're bossing out.
Yeah,
making big moves.
I think it's.
I like what I'm seeing. You're getting more likes than our podcast is. Really pissing me off. I'm just kidding. No, it's very sick to see. I saw I liked the little post you put up about the kind of the introduction to the crew.
Oh yeah. What's funny about that is like I had it all happened like last week too. We were only open Saturday or Friday and Saturday because Saturday night our employee wasn't feeling well. She ended up getting sick, and then we had a bunch of Christmas parties on Saturday night, and I was like, she's not feeling well. I don't want to get anybody sick. And on top of it, I'm not going to be on the top of my game, feeling all that great. So we're just going to like call it a weekend. But so where I was going with that is while we were open Friday and Saturday, I've been getting a lot of questions here recently, like who we are and like all that, because now I'm outside of the truck because I have somebody else in there. So Bree and this girl Anna, they're both in the truck. And so people are coming up and talking to me, and like I'm talking, I'm having a good time talking to these people, and like I've had a couple questions now where it's like, hey, like what, how did this come to be? Like, who are you? All this stuff, and all that kind of stuff. And so I was like, you know what? Let me just make a post about it because I never introduced us on social media at all. I just kind of like, hey, we're Waffles on Wheels. Here's some food, right? So
Come eat our fucking waffles right here.
yeah, pretty much, yeah.
No, dude, the breakfast burrito, every time I
Uh,
see it, I just want to go drive to Conway. It looks
dude,
pretty
it's
sick.
fucking gas, bro.
It
It's
looks gas.
gas.
It looks nice.
Like,
And the nice cross
and
section, like
that's
how you're
not,
going diagonal cross.
yeah.
Very
And it's not
nice.
even like, I'm not even like trying to be that guy. It's like actually gas. Like, I'm not trying to sell it to you or anybody else. Like, it's actual gas. Like,
You know what you need to
I really
do?
like it.
Start going almost New York bagel style. Start doing like a bagel, egg and cheese or something like that. Something crazy.
So I thought about making the waffles because we do a sandwich, right?
Right, right.
And I thought about doing the sandwich with the waffles like we are now, but I thought about grilling them after, just to get them
Grilling
a
the
little extra crispy on the outside, a
like
little,
grilling the waffle on the grill.
yeah, like,
Almost going
yeah,
McGriddle style,
after,
but waffle. That'd be
sort
kind of
of,
sick.
yeah,
You should find a way
yeah.
to inject syrup into the waffle.
So I heard of a way. I am unable to do so right now.
That's fair.
I know
That's
how to
fair.
do it.
That's fair.
Um,
I saw you now have
but
signage on the truck as well.
yeah, yeah,
Let's go.
yep.
Let's go.
Looking a little more official, a little less
Very
sketchy,
nice.
you
Very
know.
nice. Very nice. How's the battle with the city?
I have sort of won that one. Um, I have my permit. It's just not signed. So don't really know what that's about. Don't know why they didn't sign it or give me an expiration date, but I'm just gonna roll with it. So
That's fair.
I was Bree's boss. She works for a vet clinic. He
Yes.
has had to deal with the city and stuff as well. And he and I were talking about this over the weekend actually, and he was saying, you know what? I don't blame you at all. Sometimes it's better to ask for forgiveness with them than permission. And I said, that's exactly what I'm doing right now because I'm tired of dealing with them. I
Yeah.
tried asking and tried, to be easy to work with, and it just bit me in the ass. So now I'm
Been
kind of
right
going on
in
a
the
fuck you. I'm
ass.
just gonna do this. So,
That's good. That's good.
but
Let's see. We are rolling in at 55 minutes, but I bet how much of this did we do? We probably got a little bit to cut. I might cut the mic talk. We'll push into like an hour 5. Let's go about like 10 more minutes. Do you want to
okay.
do an LC tonight, or do you want to cut it at an hour and we'll regroup tomorrow?
um,
Probably cut it.
we
It's
can do
10:10
an
my
LC.
time. Or do you want to do it? I'm fine with either.
Yeah, we. Well,
What do you got?
I don't know. I got to get up early. I gotta go down to Eudora tomorrow.
All right, let's finish this. We'll see how we feel. We'll see how we're feeling.
Okay.
Um,
Okay.
let's see. Last tenner. Let's get into how I told you I almost missed my flight on Monday.
No. Did
Almost
not know
missed the
that.
flight. Gotta hate that. Woke up at 4:45 for a 6 o'clock flight. Really was not too pumped up when that happened. Had to quickly get ready to go. Luckily, I'd packed my bag. Downside, my pants that I had to pack, 2 of the 3 were wet because I didn't put them in the dryer. So packed a good old
Nice.
pack of sopping pants into the suitcase. Nonetheless, made my flight. If I had, $100 for every time that I had to run through an airport here recently, I'd be pretty wealthy. Let me just say. I have found myself running quite a bit through airports, but I will say I feel a little stupid. I used to be a non-believer in the train in Atlanta. I used to think, nah, I'm
Mhm.
more than the machine. I can make it
Yeah.
faster through these tunnels. I cannot make it faster through those tunnels. That train is actually pretty efficient. Do I say so myself? So now I'm a full-on train guy at the Atlanta airport. As much as I hate to be in that fully packed train with people, it
Yeah.
is nice to get there quickly And then last week I had to connect. I don't know if I told you that. The only good flights that
Mm-mm.
were available were American. So I had to do a quick old
Connect through
connect, which
Charlotte.
was, yes, dude, had to fly to Charlotte and then on the way back through DFW. So been all over.
Hate
There was
that.
on Monday of last week, I was in 4 states.
Arkansas
Arkansas, Missouri, North Carolina, and Georgia.
on Monday.
Yep. Because I flew in
How?
Monday because I went to the Chiefs game on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
stayed till Monday into KC, drove us back to Fayetteville, got on a plane that afternoon, flew to Charlotte, and then got to Atlanta around 9:45, and then drove to my hotel, and then woke up and went to work on Tuesday.
I didn't know that. Huh.
Traveling man. Well,
Yeah,
I had
that
asked for
is.
Monday off, and I was like, well, it'd be pointless for me to go in on Tuesday or to fly in on Tuesday. I
Yeah.
was like, so let me just get a flight there Monday evening, and then
Yeah.
I can get in Tuesday because there was just some circumstances too that I was like, well, I guess good thing I'm coming in because we need the help now. So, but nonetheless, plus I don't know. I always feel bad for some reason. Like in my head, I always think about, all right, well, if I'm there for a short amount of time, I just feel bad for like the flight prices and the hotels and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
for example, the week that I was there for Thanksgiving, like the flight is still the same price as if I'm there for a week. So I'm just
Yeah.
like, dang, that's like less like I don't know, probably means nothing. It could just be, more on the client end, but I just feel bad. I'm like, that
Yeah.
sucks. Wish they
No,
would
I feel
just,
that. Yeah.
but I mean, it's, it's also one of those things where they have the choice to tell me I can work remote, but
Yeah.
I got to be there. So,
That's true.
um, I digress. But I was thinking today, there was something funny that I was thinking about, and I cannot remember what it was. I was like, I got to talk about this on the podcast because I was just cracking up. What was
It's
it?
something that we've done.
No, dude. Oh, it was actually. So there's two things. I was thinking about being the sham master at work, and I have
Oh
found a new
God.
sham
Yeah.
master. I've got a new sham master, dude. This guy is the
No way. Who
ultimate,
is it?
ultimate shammer. I won't say his name, but um, he is just the best, dude. I love him. I've been like bouncing around cubicles where I'm at currently, and there's this
Yeah.
new one that's on the very end set that's behind this. He's probably like maybe like middle aged guy. There's
Yeah.
not a second of the day where this guy does not have. So he has one screen up constantly that's just like his email, Excel sheets, probably just stuff that makes it look like you're doing shit. And then
Yeah.
he'll do is he opens up a full window of an article, but he brings it all the way down to maybe, let's say, take up like a quarter of the screen. And so he's just like
Yeah.
scrolling, reading the article at the bottom of his screen. This dude, like, he's just cranking through articles. This guy's the article man. I'm like, I love this dude. But I mean, it's very similar to what I do. So I wasn't giving him too much hate because my new thing is if I have multiple monitors, I put up YouTube videos and I shrink the screen down to very small and I chunk it down to the corner. It's perfect. But I'm still working. This guy, I'm pretty sure, is just reading articles. So, but dude, I love it though. I'm like, I just love seeing people be the sham master, just shamming away at their
And
job.
what do you
Because
what do you watch on YouTube?
for a while I was um going through. I think I mentioned him maybe last week. There's this YouTube channel called Corridor Crew, and they have this series where they go through and they break down VFX and like CGI used in movies.
Yes. Yes.
It's
Yep.
like they'll do like good and bad reacts, and they'll have guests on where it's people who are actually in the industry and worked on these movies. So it's actually really fun to see because it's like you'll go to the movies and see a movie and be like, oh, that sucked, that was stupid.
Yeah.
And then you'll see these guys like bring someone on who worked on it, and they're like, yeah, that took 800 years to do, cost this much money. Like I was pulling my hair out at night for this one shot, and you're like, and we all just looked at that and we were just like,
It
fuck this. And
sucks.
then you start to have a little
Yeah.
bit more appreciation. You're like, okay, there are people behind all these movies that we're just out here being like, fuck you, that sucks ass. And it's just like they're just trying their best and just,
Yeah.
they're giving it their all. And I think the one thing that's funny is we're just so jaded to CGI and VFX now that if it does not look spot on, we're like, that's stupid, sucks. And then
Yeah.
you'll also find this, like, they'll start going through shots through movies, and you're going, dude, they got my ass. Thought that was real life. Thought
Yeah.
everything was real. And then they break it down.
Yeah.
There's like one real aspect. It's like a guy on a broomstick in a green suit with like 14 dots on him. And you're like, and the shot looks amazing. You're like, oh, I thought he was just in the actual rainforest fighting a tiger, but he's just, in a studio with blue screens and he's fighting a guy with like a stick and a mask on it, just like poking at him. I'm like, that really does show true talent from an actor, I guess, because they just have to trust that whoever's editing it later can make it look good. You know what I mean?
Real.
So
Yeah.
I don't know. Very fun. Very fun to go through. I highly recommend you go and watch them just because it's really something you can watch even if you're not even the least bit interested in it, just because it does blow your mind. It's just like visual crack, I guess. And it's just, they're the perfect time too. They're like 20 minutes each, super quick. And you're like, before the end like hits, you go, dang, I can't believe 20 minutes just passed. So highly recommend them. I'd give them a try. The one that's
curious.
almost,
I was like, what do you listen through headphones or you just let it out loud?
dude, I'm not a psychopath. I
Okay,
do
I
it
was
through my
making sure.
I do it through my headphones. I am, what's so sad is that I'm so used to wearing an AirPod in my ear that I'll take it out and then it'll still feel like it's in my ear sometimes. I'll have to like stick my finger up there and like feel to see if it's actually in there. It's bad. Because I'll just walk around with it. Like I was on the floor the other day and the GM was like, hey, do you mind taking your ear pod out? I tell the associates they can't have one in, so they're going to probably be a little like, hey, what the hell if you have yours in? And I was like, oh, to be honest, I'm not even listening to anything. I was like, this is just in my ear. I was like, I just have this in 24/7. So my bad on that. But no, I go through like a number of things. Right now I'm really big into I throw on just podcast all the way through. I've like just discovered Matt and Shane's secret podcast, which is Shane Gillis and his buddy Matt.
I've never heard of it.
I say it's a secret. Who would ever know about it?
Yeah.
But I mean, Shane, of course, Shane Gillis.
Yeah.
But have you heard of the podcast?
I've not. No. That's why. That's why I made the joke, because I was like, it's a secret. I've never heard of it.
Well, I guess they're like Rogan. They got in when podcasting kind of, I guess, was rising. So they're on like episode 489 or whatever.
Yeah.
So they've been going at it for a while. I think, isn't that what, like Rogan's on 500 something maybe now?
Rogan's like on like 2,000. But he does one like every day though.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Let me see where he's at. Yeah. He does them like every day, just about.
Podcast animal. You would think you would run out of stuff to talk about. But I guess there's always something to say or something to discuss.
Well, he just brings interesting people on. Okay, so like he had one today. He released one today, released one Thursday, released one last Wednesday, and then December 12th, December 7th, December 6th. So he does like 1 to 2 a week kind of thing, it looks like.
Nice. Well, hey, then we're on the freaking Rogan level. We're about to start cranking out 2 a week.
Shit.
I really do. I feel like I've just got to stop being such a bitch when we get done with these and just got to just sit down and just do the 5 steps it takes to get them to be ready to go. I still have to post the last one on YouTube, but thank you for getting the recent ones out onto all platforms.
You're welcome.
But we'll go ahead and
I'm trying to read these ratings.
From us? We have ratings?
No, on the Joe Rogan. Like I don't know if it's like actual reviews or if it's just ratings, but
1 star. Hey Joe.
No, I think we're 5-star because I thought you were talking about us. I think we have 5 stars on ours just because I rated it one time.
I'll go rate us too. Be like, these guys are hilarious. They're the best. Great conversation. Really intelligent.
Oh, dude, no, we have 7 rates, bro, and we're at 5 stars, dude.
Let's go. Dude, people are liking us. People are loving us. We're loving it.
Let's go, dude.
We are on our way to, we're already halfway there. What do you know? But any closing thoughts? We're at an hour 5. We're about to jump out of here. Try not to get too crazy. You got anything to say before we roll out?
No, man. I mean,
Oh, you know what I was thinking about that was so funny? It just hit me. It was calling. It was like, I don't know why I thought about this. I think it was because I was messaging Carly because you know how I was telling you about that Dickies jacket? Well, that also had overalls on sale. And I was like, should I get some
hmm
black overalls? Should I mess around with some black Dickies overalls? But I was like, maybe I'll just look like a goober. And I was like, dude, that's such a funny word. Like, you ever heard someone call their dick a goober? You ever heard that before? And I was like,
yeah, I
uh,
have.
and then I
I've
was
heard
thinking,
that. Yeah.
immediately went to just during sex being like, oh yeah, take that goober, take this goober. I was like, that is just such a just. It's not as bad as well. They're just like it sent me into all the names, I guess, that you like cycle through as a man of calling your dick. As a
Oh,
young age, you're calling
cock,
it like your privates. You're like, hit me in the
wee
privates,
wee,
hit me in the wee
pee pee.
wee. And then sometimes, like, did you ever just go straight up like just calling it your penis? You're just like, this is just my penis right here. Like you should
I
be
don't
right in the
think I really
penis.
did. No,
There's this little
call it
clip
a
that I remember
pecker. Call it
so I don't
a.
know why I remember this so well, but it was this little kid describing I'm probably like a movie scene maybe. And he was like, you know what he did? He kicked him in the penis. It was just, it was hilarious. It was good stuff. So if anyone else remembers that clip, sound off in the comments about he kicked him in the penis. Um,
Oh man.
but anything else? Anything else to say before I hit stop recording?
No, man. Shout out to all the homies that are still listening to this, even though we are super.
We're patchy.
So
We're
we get
Patchy the
on we
pirate.
get on these kicks. Yeah, yeah, we get on these kicks. We're like kind of consistent, and
And
then
then we
every
fall
single
right
time
off.
we come back, we're like, yeah, we're gonna get it.
We
We're gonna
got
get
it.
right on it, dude. We're gonna be consistent again, and then we never are. So it's
There's
like,
four. There's like 8 episodes in a row where it's like, welcome back, and we're sorry, and we promise we're
well,
gonna get better.
it's like this is a catch up episode.
This
We
is a
haven't
catch
done
up.
one of these in a while, and
They just became
but
monthly issues for the last like 5 months of the year. But we promise, we do highly make a false promise here at the end of the new year. Maybe
I
this
was
could be
about
the
to say,
last episode of the year. I didn't
don't
even think
promise
about that.
anything.
Say I'm not promising
It
anything, but
could
this
be,
could be the
yeah,
last episode of the
yeah.
year, at least of Sorry. But hopefully not. Maybe we'll try to grab one more before we hop out of here for the year. But if you've listened to any of the episodes this year, thank you. We really appreciate it.
hmm
I don't know how many
Yeah,
we ended up
yeah.
with. I think maybe we ended up with about the same amount as we did last year, which is, it's a little sad, but hey,
Weren't we trying to
we
get to
are
70 this year?
we were really trying to get to 75, but we got to 50 something, which is okay. And in our defense, there were a
This will
couple
be
episodes that
52.
just didn't get released and also either were just bad quality. So you got to give us a little bit of a break. We tried to get some more episodes out there, but I would like to say maybe not a promise, but I'm looking forward to 2024. Let me put it that way.
Oh shit.
I
We're gonna
think
have two
if we could
episodes.
maybe if we just let's promise low and deliver high. So let's just go with this is now a bi-weekly podcast. And if you just so happen to get an episode that's extra, just rejoice with joy. Is that what rejoice means? To like be excited?
Yeah, I think so.
I think they were doing that in the Bible a little bit of rejoicing.
I think you're right. Yeah, I think they were.
All right, all the images that got pulled up are very biblical. Feel or show great joy or delight. So, yes, please rejoice as you receive extra episodes from us throughout the year. But as always, thank you for listening. And I promise that we
Yes.
will see you in the next one. Peace.
Peace.
Stopping.